every corner of the world, whispers of ancient tales still echo, from the flames of forgotten myths to the heartbeats of tribal legends. These are the voices of the past, reborn. Welcome to Tales from My Hometown.
Subscribe now. Unlock the secrets of every tale waiting to be told.
In the mist-covered mountains of West Java lives a legend passed down through generations, a tale of forbidden love, an unintentional vow, and a rage that reshaped the land. This is the origin of Mount Tangkuban Perahu, a mountain shaped like an upside-down boat, a story of Dayang Sumbi, her son Sangkuriang, and a destiny that could not be escaped.
Long ago, there lived Dayang Sumbi, a beautiful princess who chose to isolate herself in the forest, far from the hustle and bustle of the palace. Unwilling to go down and retrieve it, Dayang Sumbi made a vow. Whoever came to help her retrieve the tool, she would take as her husband. But the one who came was not a man. It was a mystical dog named Tumang, a divine being in disguise, guardian spirit of the kingdom. With a heavy heart, Dayang Sumbi fulfilled her vow. She lived with Tumang, and from their union a son was born, Sangkuriang. Sangkuriang grew into a strong and clever boy. Yet, there was one truth he never knew. That Tumang, the dog he loved, was in fact his own father. One morning, Dayang Sumbi asked her son to hunt a deer for their dinner. But when the moment came, Tumang, his beloved dog, refused to help. Blinded by anger, Sangkuriang committed a terrible mistake that could never be undone. He returned, pretending to succeed, bringing Tumang's heart as proof of his hunt. Dayang Sumbi recognized the heart, and in sorrow and rage, she cursed her son to be separated from her forever. Dayang Sumbi's anger erupted. Her hand swung, leaving a wound on the temple of the child she loved. With a broken heart, Sangkuriang fled, and the forest became his home in exile. Regret came. Dayang Sumbi lifted her prayers, hoping her lost child would return to her arms. Her prayers were answered by the heavenly goddess, and Dayang Sumbi was blessed with eternal beauty, so that one day she might reunite with her son. Will Dayang Sumbi be reunited with the child she lost long ago? And will Sangkuriang recognize his own mother, despite the head injury that left a wound, erasing part of his memory? Years had passed. Sangkuriang, now a grown and dashing young man, unknowingly returned to the forest where he was born. By the riverside, he met a stunning young woman, unaware that she was his very own mother. Fate played a cruel trick. Sangkuriang fell in love, and Dayang found herself comforted by his presence. But when she noticed the scar on his forehead, Dayang was shocked. That scar looked far too familiar. She realized the young man who wanted to marry her was her own son. Fear took hold of her heart. Dayang Sumbi's heart was in turmoil. She had to reject his proposal. But how could she hurt a young man who loved her so dearly? On a bright morning, Sangkuriang confessed his love and asked for Dayang Sumbi's hand in marriage. With a heavy heart, Dayang Sumbi gave him a condition: build me a lake and a boat, all in just one night. Sangkuriang didn't hesitate. For love, he was ready to conquer the night, unaware that this was her gentle way of saying no. He called upon the forest spirits. Mountains were carved, trees fell, the lake began to form. While night had yet to end, Dayang Sumbi set her plan in motion. She pounded the mortar and lit the fire, to make it seem as though dawn had arrived. Deceived by the false signs, the roosters crowed. The forest spirits, thinking the sun had risen, vanished back into the ground. When he realized the trickery of the woman he loved, Sangkuriang's fury exploded. He screamed in despair, his heart shattered, not just by failure but by betrayal. In his rage, he kicked the massive boat. It flew through the sky and landed hard in a faraway valley. And from that day on, the mountain was called Tangkuban Perahu, the upside-down boat. A tale of love that ended in fury and became legend. Sangkuriang's fury shook the heavens, and the whole earth trembled. With trembling steps, Dayang Sumbi ran and pleaded for forgiveness from Sanghyang Tunggal. Lightning struck, and eternal mist swallowed the figure of Sangkuriang. Their forbidden love ended in light, disappearing from the mortal world. From wrath and destiny rose Mount Tangkuban Perahu, now a legend for generations. Time passed, and the people discovered a lake and mountain that held traces of the past. Passed down by word of mouth, the legend became part of the culture. Painting and carvings captured the story of a love that ended in sorrow. Today, the trail of the legend is sought by pilgrims and seekers of meaning. On quiet nights, the story of Sangkuriang lives on, passed down through generations. From this tale, we learn that promises must be kept and love must be guided by wisdom. For not all love ends with togetherness, but their story lives forever in the land of Parahyangan. This legend is not just a tale, but a lesson in life. Behind the gently dancing morning mist lies the sacred silence of the Parahyangan land. There stands Mount Tangkuban Perahu, carrying the traces of legend, whispering a tale of love and promises etched into stone. As the first sunlight touches its peak, nature seems to breathe life into an old story, one that never truly vanished. This is the place where fairy tales come to life, and time stands still to listen.